What if I told you that the fastest man to ever walk this earth would likely end up in the back of an ambulance before he even finished a marathon? We have seen Usain Bolt shatter the laws of physics over 100 meters, crossing the finish line in 9.58 seconds. Hey sports fans, join us as we analyze the medical reality of elite sports. The injury breakdown, explaining injuries, not guessing outcomes. But if you took that same man and dropped him into the start line of a 42.195-kilometer race, he is not just a favorite to lose, he is a biological ticking time bomb. Now, let's be clear. We aren't talking about Bolt walking or jogging the distance at a 6-hour pace like a casual hobbyist. We are talking about Bolt attempting to compete as the elite athlete he is. In that scenario, the very traits that made him a god of the track are the exact same traits that would cause his body to catastrophically fail. This is the investigation of the ultimate physiological mismatch. Welcome to the injury breakdown. The mystery starts at the cellular level, deep inside the quadriceps of the world record holder. Bolt is not just a fast human. He is a different physiological species. Analysis of elite sprinters reveals a muscle fiber profile that is the inverse of a marathoner. Bolt's legs are packed with 71% fast twitch fibers, including a staggering 24% of pure type 2X fibers. Think of type 2X fibers as rocket fuel. They produce immense power but burn out in seconds. Meanwhile, a legend like Eliud Kipchoge possesses 80% slow twitch type 1 fibers. These are diesel engines, modest power, but they can run forever. This is where everything changes. If Bolt tries to lean on those rocket fuel fibers for 2 hours, he is trying to power a cross-country flight with a firework. It's not just unlikely, it's an impossible metabolic debt. But here is the real question. How long could he actually hold that legendary world record pace? If Bolt magically maintained his top speed for the entire distance, he would finish in 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 22 seconds. But even if his muscles didn't give out, his heart and lungs would. To sustain that speed, the oxygen demand would far exceed his VO2 max, the maximum amount of oxygen his body can process. He would be operating at a deficit so massive that he would effectively be suffocating at a cellular level within the first 3 minutes. Within just 400 to 600 meters, his anaerobic energy systems would be completely drained. His muscles would be flooded with metabolic acid, causing a rapid decline in power. By 1500 meters, the rocket fuel is gone, and the engine is seizing up. This is the first emotional peak, the realization that speed is a liability in a game of distance. Now, we look at the weight penalty. Bolt is a massive individual for a runner, standing 1.95 meters tall and weighing 94 kilograms. Kipchoge, by contrast, is a lean 52 kilograms. That is a 42 kilogram difference. In the world of distance running, mass is a linear tax on your energy. Bolt is essentially running a marathon while wearing a weighted vest that weighs nearly half of his own body weight. He would need to burn over 15 megajoules of energy just to reach the finish line. To put that in perspective, that is roughly 3,600 calories, the equivalent of eating 6.5 Big Macs mid-race. One variable no one calculated is the gut wall. To survive this, he would need to digest nearly 400 grams of carbohydrates while running. That is like trying to stomach 8 large plates of pasta while your heart is hammering at 180 beats per minute. It is a feat his digestive system has never been trained to handle. But wait! There is a silent killer waiting for Bolt at kilometer 15. It is called thermoregulation. During a marathon, heat production scales with muscle mass. Bolt has a massive engine block of muscle, but a relatively small radiator of skin. His surface area to mass ratio is 28% lower than Kipchoge's. He produces heat like a high-end gaming PC, but he's cooled by a tiny, inadequate fan. Within 90 minutes of intense running, Bolt's core temperature would likely spike above 40 degrees Celsius. This is hyperthermia, exertional heat stroke. His brain would detect this thermal crisis and begin to shut down his muscles to prevent him from literally cooking his own organs. Can he at least rely on his legendary tendons? Not likely. A sprinter's Achilles tendon is tuned like a super stiff carbon bow. Every time Bolt's 94-kilogram frame hits the pavement, those stiff tendons would transmit 40 to 50% more impact force into his bones and joints compared to a distance specialist. Over 25,000 strides, the damage would be catastrophic. Medical research on sprinters in endurance settings shows a 300% increase in tibial stress fracture rates. We are talking about his bones literally cracking under the repetitive strain. This is where the story gets dark. If Bolt ignores the pain, he hits the wall. As his glycogen, the muscle battery, depletes, his nervous system will lose the ability to activate 70% of his muscle mass. Historical data backs this up. When sprint legend Carl Lewis tried a half marathon, he dropped out at 11 kilometers with legs that felt like concrete. Bolt himself knows this. He has stated in interviews that anything over 600 meters was too much. Asking him to run 42 kilometers is like asking a cheetah to migrate across a continent. So what is the final verdict? If Usain Bolt tried to race a marathon tomorrow, he would suffer a DNF, did not finish. The combination of overheating, muscle microtrauma, and glycogen depletion would force a collapse between kilometer 15 and 20. To even finish, he would need to lose 20% of his body mass and spend 3 years re-engineering his biology. He would have to kill the sprinter to save the runner. Bolt and Kipchoge are both the pinnacle of human achievement, but they represent the beauty of specialization. The human body cannot be perfect at both. It must choose. And Bolt chose to be a rocket.